All right, let's check our copper powder build and see if it works the way we think it should. So I did not hook this up, but now that I did, that's funny. But now that I did, there should be a train here, which we should actually turn on to self-driving. Cancel docking. Let's do this. Oh, never mind. Okay, I think it picked up a little bit. Sometimes I feel like you have to kind of reset these trains a little bit by just like getting them out into the middle of the track and then sending them home. So I think that one has... No, it does not have any copper powder in it soon, but it will soon. Okay, this part's running. I checked that the train went to the right station earlier. Now let's jump down and see what the build looks like. Make sure it's running at all times, basically. Okay, we're using some copper ore. That's what we like to see. Let's look at the colors of these machines. We would like to see mostly either yellow or this blue color. This blue color means we're working under overclocked conditions. A little bit of yellow and a lot of blue is ideal. Currently, that line is backed up, meaning it is getting rid of the extra that these first 7 machines, I believe, or at least maybe 14 machines, have here. Once they get rid of that, then that line should not be quite full. There it is. It's... Nope, never mind. Still going. These are all yellow, meaning they are... Idle is bad. See, idle is bad. I thought it would be yellow as in, like, can't output. These are lacking water. At least they were. Don't like lacking water. I never power sharded them. Oh, have people been screaming about that in spoiler chat? Hi, Tub, I used extra commas today in your honor. Hell yeah, dude. Where are they? Don't I have any? Okay, we have 3 extra here. I'm drowning. Okay, there's a little bit of extra water. That should help. Should help quite a bit. It was exclusively Oxford commas. Does this one have? No, it does not. Okay, so... we need power shards because we actually do not have enough of them. How many lists do you use daily? Tub says. Daily, I use lists for personal, professional, and marriage reasons. How's that for an answer? Tub, I don't know if you know this, but I'm currently doing a playthrough of a game that sometimes uses Oxford commas and sometimes does not. And every time I see an Oxford comma or a place where there should be an Oxford comma, I comment on it. Thought you should know that. How did we get to the point where there's only like 30 to 50 hours of this game left? I thought we were at the point where it was like you had 400 hours left. Didn't we skip that? Like, didn't we? I feel like we were like... Tube and tub, by the way. I felt like we were at a point where there was going to be so much to do still. And then all of a sudden people are saying not a lot of time. Iculos says fuck the Oxford comma, which I find really funny. Iculos is just like, I see a place I can put my foot down and I'm going to get mad about something. Probably that, right? Yeah, I think it's that. The homing rifle is amazing. Hola, when are you going to play the next Souls/Elden game? I don't know. That was very explosive. Yeah, I don't know is the honest answer. I'm not sure. I don't really have a date. Yesterday I went to look at it. It seems like the comma is optional in Portuguese. Technically it's optional in English too, but... It's one of those like unwritten rules, right? The unwritten rule is if you don't use the Oxford comma, you're a dunce. How has chat been 2 days in a row? Tub has commandeered this chat to make it about Oxford commas. You know what? I refuse. No more Oxford comma talk today. Period. I'm putting my foot down. I won this argument yesterday. I don't need to have it again. Uh-oh. Fuck. There we go. Time for shit talk instead? Yeah, let's get back to some real interesting topics like shit. Right there, but there's also one right here. Power slug right there. Now that banning me is a legit threat, I wouldn't ban you, Tub. I already did that once. All right, power slug. What time is it? 2:40? 2:40. I need to get off here at like a little bit before 3:30. I'm gonna look at this little oasis. Make a mental note of that. All right, that should be enough. Crafting bench. Oh no, is that gonna be enough? I only have 5? Fuck, I need one more. Fuck. I found it. Do a little bounce on his head. My first ever stream, we talked about why the humans feel the need to suffer to deserve joy. The very next stream, we talked about shit for an hour. Only an hour? I must not have been on my like fighting form that day, you know? An hour is pretty weak, like sauce for me. I know there's a stream Saturday, but do you have any weekend plans? That's a great question. Great question. Weekend plans. So 4th of July is Friday. So I will spend Friday night on the couch, sleeping with Kingsley because he'll be freaking out about fireworks, and probably also Saturday night and Sunday night too, because people like to light off fireworks all the time. I think Megan works both days this weekend. She does. Yeah, Megan works both days this weekend. So I am going to hang out with Elle. What else? Friend has a birthday, so we're going to go do laser tag. Oh my God, it sounds amazing. Laser tag. I used so many goddamn power shards to make this build happen. Like, I'm completely out now when I had 90 before this. It's crazy. May or may not be visiting family in San Antonio again. Mixed feelings because I like spending time with them, but I also will miss community game night. No. Is it illegal to buy or use fireworks in America outside of the 4th of July? I think it varies it varies a lot based on state and like local municipality thing. For instance, many parts of the western United States, I believe, have limits based on like fire conditions. Whereas, and I think it's also they're also products that are like taxed at a higher rate, if I remember correctly, depending on, like, certain places put taxes on them, kind of like cigarettes, make you pay out the asshole. Okay, we should now get a lot more copper powder because we should be producing enough water to feed all of our machines. We'll find out. Illegal in a lot of residential areas. People usually do it anyway. Yeah. Definitely, I would say it is a, like, highly unenforced thing. Highly. If it is illegal, I don't know. I don't know if people are getting caught for it. Where I live, people drive 30 minutes to cross the border and legally obtain some fireworks. Iowa just changed the law on fireworks. What to or what against? Sometimes you get really stupid laws where you're allowed to buy and sell fireworks but not allowed to set them off. I have no way of knowing if we're doing 400 a minute, but what I do know is this still doesn't have any water. And that seems bad. It is like 10th in line. So I imagine it might take a while. Chat, did I do my math wrong on water for this build? Yes or no? Front seat question. Please just say yes or no. Does not look good, dude. 300. Probably most likely hazy. I mean, I think the math should be pretty easy. Can pump 300 at speed, and they take 25 each, so that's 12 machines. 300 meters squared per minute. Sorry, cubed. Math is easy, but you did the math. Some might say 400 times 6 is pretty easy too. All right, all right. So let's talk about this, like in a kind of front seaty way. So I have this thing which is targeting. It says target production rate 300 meters cubed per minute. Front seat question about fluid dynamics in this game. Does that mean I am getting 300 meters cubed per minute of water? Sorry. Front seat question. Am I getting 300 meters cubed per minute of water from this machine? Yes or no? There's a couple things that are interesting here. It says target production rate, but it also says here, my guess is that this is what we are targeting, thanks to overclocking, and then this is what we are producing. This is 0.3 as current amount, but that's because it's being like ejected. That's the amount that is in the extractor because it's like currently leaving constantly. Hazy. Okay. Well, that's bad because I don't know how to phrase this question otherwise. This seems like another classic fluid dynamics question. Classic fluid dynamics. I could just wait, which is kind of what I'm doing by asking this question, and see if these machines eventually turn on. Yes, question mark is probably the best answer. I'll take yes, question mark. Okay, good news, good news, good news. So if we are producing 300, here's why this game is confusing / why this is awesome. If it is producing 300 meters cubed per minute, then these pipes carry 600 meters cubed per minute, but the machines only ever use 25 per minute. So there will be lots of empty space in the pipes. However, because the machines are constantly running because they're not paused on output or input, I think eventually the 12th machine right here will eventually turn to a blue light and basically stay blue. These do. It used to be that there were 4 yellow lights here. Now there's basically 1 at a time, maybe less than that. This one will be yellow for a second. Yellow, blue. This one will be yellow for a second. Yellow, blue. Okay. I think we're fine. I think our math is good. I think these should mostly run. There are still some yellow lights occasionally, but this one I don't know why it's yellow. Is it water as well? Not water. This is output. Cool. So that's because it's the last on this line. Dope. I think we're good. If we're not producing 400, we're producing relatively close to 400. In a way that I do not find it worth to min-max. Almost every light is blue. Hell yeah, dude. I think we're good. It's not, like, perfect, maybe, but, because there's some weirdness about, like, basically, like, you should generally, here's my hot take. I think you should basically generally overproduce if it is a matter of whether or not your machine stays on or off. Like, we probably should have produced, like, 300 for 11 machines rather than 12. Because that will basically guarantee that the machines constantly have water in them. They're never waiting for a single second, even if mathematically it works out. So, I think it works out, like, the numbers work out perfectly, which is fine. Uh-oh. Fuck. Did I have the right thing on already? There we go. Anyways. I was right without even knowing the question, Formy says. Plumerius says I missed the question. So that's copper powder done. We can check this off the to-do list, actually. That means nuclear pasta's next, and then probably messing around with nuclear still after that, but I may end up kind of skipping nuclear, more complicated nuclear. Here's the real question. Has my... Is my power still holding? I don't know. We'll find out. Artifice, I don't know what that is. What's SharePoint? SharePoint can suck an egg. I don't know what that is. Speaking of suck an egg, though, I feel like, what's your favorite blank can suck a blank type phrase? I really have been enjoying suck my toes and suck a fart. Both are like interchangeably great for me. Is an abomination evil created by Microsoft? Is it like Dropbox? What's SharePoint? Cryface, I wish I didn't know what SharePoint was. Is it like Teams? I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. It is a cloud server for offices. Okay. Actually, I do think I have used SharePoint. I think I have. I think I used it for exactly one client back when I was doing freelance writing, and I also did not enjoy it. I'll be back in 2 seconds, Chad. I gotta blow my nose. Oh boy, okay. Is this Bob the Builder Simulator? It's Bob the Builder Simulator meets Subnautica. Look how good our factory looks from here. Holy shit. Yeah, look at this thing. Look at our skyscraper. All those lights. It's really satisfying to me. I'm gonna fall. Okay, so what we need to do first off is go straight up to... I already plugged copper powder in because I did that off stream. I actually ran, I'll show you guys real quick. I ran the belt underneath here. Copper powder goes all the way over there. Goes right here along the bottom of this thing. And then runs in. Rather than going all the way down only to come all the way back up, I just ran it in right here. So we have copper powder. We need to go up some levels to get to where it was being built. Or where it was needed. One of the things that this is what I meant earlier when I said I'm really, really excited to problem solve my factory. So right now, first off, there's still no rotors here, which is insane to me. Should fix that. So I'm pretty convinced one of the major time things in my factory is going to be this. Right now, if I want pressure conversion cubes, they're not being built because there's not enough radio conversion cubes. Which means I need to go down to radio conversion cubes and see why they aren't being built so quickly. And the thing about that is that 100% when I get down there, they're not going to be being built fast enough because something else isn't being built fast enough. And when I find it... Are they actually just missing rotors? No, they're missing computers. They're missing computers, which means I have to go somewhere else. Like, all of these builds that we're flying past right now are all basically built with, like, 2-4 machines. Not a lot of machines. Many of these are going to have to be expanded way out, I think, to make our factory run well, to make 100 nuclear pasta. I'm really looking forward to that process, though, because it's a process that I remember and really love from all of the other factorial building games factory building games, not factorial. Factory building games I've ever played. Like here, we're making 2 machines to make computers, which I'm sure and also is missing circuit boards, which is literally the first item on our fucking thing. Like, there's just definitely not enough of these being made. But before we do any of that, we're going to do 2 things. 1, I want to build nuclear pasta. 2, how's our power doing? We are losing power. Okay. That's one of the things I wanted to check on. We have an hour and a half on our battery. Up to 4 hours, down to an hour and a half. Because we're not producing enough power. So that's interesting. Did you ever look at the MAM? No, I still have some hard drive stuff that needs checked on. But I'm most excited to do nuclear pasta right now. I'm starving. I don't know about you guys. I'm so starving I could eat. You guys know that TikTok trend? Where you go up to somebody and you say, wow, I'm so hungry. I'm so starving I could eat. And then you say the name of somebody that they know. My version of that right now is just nuclear pasta. I could eat nuclear fucking pasta. So let's make some. Producing a particle accelerator made it 200 per minute, and they need pressure conversions. 200 copper powder plus pressure conversion cubes. So we're only going to be able to build 2 of these things, which is good because they're fucking huge. Holy shit. I mean, it's just a fucking... That's 100% just a roller coaster. That's not a particle accelerator. That's a that's a people accelerator. You know what I mean? It doesn't even fit on my base factory. Oh, what a thing of beauty. This is the first time you've seen one? I think it's the first time I've built one. I've looked at them in the thing. Oh my god, the coils. So I think we have like basically this is me oversimplifying. Basically electromagnetic coils that will turn on or off in the way that a particle accelerator does. And therefore fire subatomic particles in quickly increasing speed. So you have 3 different sizes of the things, which I'm guessing are to get it up to speed. Oh my god. Nuclear fucking pasta. So this is the problem. The minute we make one, we're going to completely crash our power because they have a weird icon here which is that sometimes they take 500 megawatts of power, sometimes they take 1500 megawatts of power. It's all it's variable. Technically 250 to 1500. Heavily variable, which I find very funny. But we can set them up without without actually turning them on. That's fine. Copper powder, pressure conversion cubes. These are beautiful machines. I mean, those are really cool looking. And they are 100% going to crash my power. I wonder if I can see how much the extra... I probably can. How much charge does the battery have? We have stored charge 2,500 megawatt hours. Oh boy, should I try it, chat? I think I might actually implode my factory if I do this. It looks like they require Hot Wheels for components. I think we might actually cause irreversible damage to our factory to try and turn one of these suckers on. But just for a second, that could be fun. What are we trying? Basically, we have a machine so big and powerful. Think about like the mad scientist in the movie. They have a machine so big and powerful, it's going to turn off all the power for like Las Vegas. You know? That could be us. It might break our entire factory, but it would be really cool to see it run. Yo, Dunny. Thanks so much for the sub. Thank you, Dunny. Thanks for the Prime sub. How are you today? I think it would be funny if you exploded your factory. Of course you do. I truly think this will be like we could put ourselves in such a power problem that it really like fucks up our day. But I kind of want to try it. You know? God forbid a man have some fun in his factory. Did I do that right, Evo? Carly? I kind of want to see it. I also kind of want to see it. Exactly. So one problem is that we don't have any pressure conversion cubes. That's not good. I'll have to check that out. Save first? I should save first. You're right. Infamous Diz, I don't think is related to Infamous Jeff. As far as I know. Okay, there's our one pressure conversion cube. Ryan is cosplaying as the boss that is always brainstorming ways to make your job harder. Dude, see, this is weird. I noticed this when I was playing off stream. There's something weird going on with the straight belt mode that I think might even be a little buggy. Look at this. If I grab this straight and walk all the way out here, It's not straight. You see that curve? It's set on straight. I hit build. It's curved. Now, my thought for that was one of two things. Maybe I'm adding a little rotation at the end, but when I was playing around with it earlier, I couldn't find, like, via scroll wheel. It's still curved. That has a slight curve to it. Can anyone explain to me? This is a how do I phrase this? This is a like sort of carte blanche front seat moment. If you can explain to me why it's doing that, I'd be interested in hearing it. Because as far as I know, it's not curved right here. But as you get out here, it is. There's pills for that. For the curve? Like right here, not curved, not curved, curved. Right there. You see that? Is the other one curved, the support just before? I built this one on straight mode. And I built this one on straight mode. So I don't think so. I think it's straight. Game does this to me sometimes. I delete them and rebuild them. I only notice it on straight mode. And I think if I go here to where the curve is, like I said, if I turn, this is curve mode, which is hilariously more straight. And then this is default mode, which is the normal. What is carte blanche? Hey, how do you pronounce that? I meant carte blanche, but I was doing some building on, like I said, on a off camera to connect a bunch of my belts, and I noticed that, and I was like, I don't like this. It feels wrong. Okay, so we want you down there and you up there. It's a little bit too far. Here we go. All right, chat, we're going to turn it on. I'm going to chuck one. Never mind. I'm going to chuck one. Pressure conversion cube in this thing. I didn't mean to eat that. And we're going to check and see if it completely breaks our power. We're going to try and make one nuclear pasta today. It's going to take 2 minutes, 120 seconds, and it is going to drain. My guess is it will drain. If I was good at math and units, I would be able to know exactly what 2,000 megawatt hours is. But what I do know is this discharge rate, it probably means an hour's worth of 2,000 megawatts. I do know this discharge rate is about to go through the fucking roof. I'll tell you that much. Let's see what it looks like. Like one pressure conversion cube in. Oh shit, you need a lot more copper powder. It's not taking any on because there's... Fine. I kind of want to just feed it manually real quick. Fuck it. All right, whatever. We'll plug it in. All right, here goes nothing. Currently idle because it is filling with copper powder, meaning it should not be taking any power. This is just an up in our... No, it is running. It is running power because they take idle power. That's right. Now it's running. Save? You're totally right. I did forget to save the game. It's ramping up. It's ramping up. What's the power look like? 700 megawatts? Oh my god, it's going up. Music to my fucking ears, dude. Why is this terrifying? This is so exciting. True mad scientist vibes. It doesn't sound good. That sounds like my PC when I try to run this game and look at my factory. Okay, it did one cycle. Now it's going to have to do another, I think. What's the power graph look like? I mean, we're down to 45 minutes. So we can't run this rate forever. But I think we're going to be able to make one. I think we're going to be able to make at least one nuclear pasta. I love it when the big wheel kicks on. Can I sit in the middle here? Am I going to die? I feel so powerful in this moment. Boom. All of that just to shit out one piece of nuclear pasta. Done. We've done it. We've completely drained. Actually, not bad. We could have run it for a little while. We have one piece of nuclear pasta. We have to make 99 more of those. Can I put it in my hand? I can't? Damn it. Can I set it on the ground? Oh, yeah, you can. You can set it on the ground. It's beautiful. Why does it look alive? Oh, look at the way the air warps around it. Hell yeah, brother. Delicious looking pasta. All right, so now we got to do some we probably ought to solve our power issues before we start trying to run this shit, but the other thing we could do here is just go merger. I don't know if we're going to want this on the belt, on the bus, but we're certainly at least going to want it on... We're going to want it on the space elevator. After this, we should probably figure out what the fuck is up with our... rotors. Cool. Oh my god, look at the lighting. I truly feel like a mad scientist. You promised the factory would explode? How can you be power negative and... How you can be power negative and so chill is baffling. It's my #1 source of stress in this entire game. I don't know if I'm not smart enough to be stressed about it or if I'm just like, I'll just chuck another nuclear factory down and that'll be fine. I kind of have come full circle on I don't know that I actually care about solving nuclear in the complex way. I might just want to solve it in this simple way and kind of get me through, you know? Okay. Let's go look at rotors, because apparently we have none. 7 out of 500. Something's fucked up there. Do I remember where I built rotors? Nope. Knowing you have an hour or so to fix it or turn it off probably helps with the stress. That it does help. Yeah, I think the like having the batteries and it telling you like how long you have until you need them is pretty great. Pretty great. So that's stators. This is like motors. Rotors is like back on the other part, right? Right here. Why are we producing no? That's smart plating. We're just not putting them in the dimensional depot. Just that simple. We have 1 million rotors. None of them are in the dimensional depot. Our rotors are in fact overbuilt. I mean, that's a great problem to have. This is the ugliest possible place to put them. Shit, I did need this to be, yeah, smart, right output, overflow. Done. Hey, let's go. All right, rotor's done. Bye, Artifice. Thanks for being here. I wonder if we should start chucking stuff into our space elevator. Like, many of these things are being built in a way that I don't think we probably should. I think we should probably solve power first, because it's probably going to bite me in the ass. Yeah, I've got an hour. Let's go take a trip to our power. And then we'll probably just call it a stream over there. Good stuff. Chat, do people make mega factories in Satisfactory? Like, and my definition of that is this. Do people make factories in Satisfactory with the goal of producing, like, X amount of nuclear pasta per minute? Or something? Yeah, front seat question. Or something to the equivalent? It's been a productive stream. You built the biggest sub-factory you've done. Yeah, can you imagine trying to build all that copper powder back at the... back at the bus? No, no, no. Oh my god, somehow I landed that, and somehow there was a piece of grass here. I thought I had the jetpack on. Fuck. I don't understand the question. So the game I'm familiar with, the F-word game, it's very common to do things like, once you've beaten the game, you've played it a number of times, one of the ways you keep it challenging is you build mega factories with the goal, before you start, you set a goal of like, I want to create 1,000 science a minute. So it's like an arbitrary number that isn't related to like completing phase 4 or something. And in that game, they have like production statistics, which are very helpful for keeping track of these things. I don't know if this game does or doesn't have that. But I'm guessing that, like, it's a factory game, so, like, probably the same appeal happens for other people. Tactical Fluke says, how do you track its sync points? That's I guess that's exactly my question, is, like, do people do challenges where it's, like, yeah, blank amount of sync points per minute? How do they phrase those challenges is, I guess, the question. Oh, radiation. That's all right. What I wanted to see here is, do we have excess uranium rods? We have at least some. And we're depositing about an item per minute is what it says. I don't know that this drone just dropped anything off, though. Did it? Uh-oh. Had a Factorio game with a 7,000 science per minute. That was super satisfying. Eventually, you have to optimize for game performance. Exactly. I've done 1,000 science per minute, which I really, really enjoyed. And I got up to like 1,200, and I was like, I would need to basically restart and change some major things to make that work in a way that I'm not interested in doing. So, basically, I'm wondering if we just like chuck a third one on there. Can we band-aid this to get through? Because I think a nuclear power is like 2,500. Yeah. Two of these running, sorry, 2 particle accelerators running on average 2,000. On average 1,000, meaning in summation 2,000. We honestly still have so much more storage to go for this that I think we should probably just chuck a third one down, hook it up, and solve our power problems that way. But we'll decide that on the next episode. Different people pursue different strategies. I do sub-factories per product. Some people have the challenge of using every single ore resource available, I guess. Some target XXX power factories. There's a community floor is lava challenge. You die if you touch ground that isn't a foundation. That's funny. That's very funny because of the you'd need to get limestone so quickly. Like you have to get to limestone to make concrete to get to limestone. That's funny. Okay. We're going to call it right there. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I would call that a very successful... More power. Hook up nuclear... Pasta. All caps. Optimize. Although what I think we will probably do before that is... hook up to space elevator. And then optimize. I want to see the factory running full tilt. That's probably going to mean 2 more nuclear powers. I think probably it's more power. 2 nuclear. We need at least 5,000 extra megawatts of power. Right now we're running what? 1,200? No. We're consuming 1,500. 15,000, sorry. Shit. So that'd put us at 20. The factory is going to turn on. We may need 2 to 3 more. As long as we make that thing tall enough, we can run it. We will then have to probably increase uranium fuel rod production, etc. But we'll get there. We'll get there. That's the problem for next time. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for the stream and for the song stuck in my head. Standing outside with my mouth open wide, singing. You're so welcome. I'll see you guys later. Bye. See you Saturday for community game night.